You Aquarius have the Ten of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. So you Aquarius know good and well that you're going to stop trying to give people so much so soon. I see a lot of you Aquarius really being in a time of your life where you're looking at it like, what is the point of giving people so much and you only get a little bit in return, right, in the first place? And the Judgment really represents that, because even more, because it shows that when you give to these people a lot of value, those people will end up treating you like trash. And so you Aquarius are trying to figure out, well, what exactly is going on, right? Like, what is the point of trying to treat people well if people will only turn around and try to treat you like trash? Well, there's an answer to that. The answer is, what's going on is that you really want to treat people well because it separates you from other people, number one, among other things. Just because somebody else jumps off of a bridge does not mean that you have to jump off the bridge too. And what I mean by that is, it represents that be yourself. Don't do what other people are doing, right? If you want to treat people well, then do that. If people do not have, if the people that you are meeting do not have a good time being treated well, then it means that those people are not very decent and noble to begin with. Because this is what it is that I'm trying to get you Aquarius to really start to understand. There is no problem per se with being integral or having integrity. There's no problem with that, okay? As long as you don't allow yourself to be used and people play on that, right? As long as you don't go to the extreme and you have a superhero complex trying to do so much for people to the point where it becomes like you're trying to save them, you're good. Because the whole point of being decent, it's you're an aristocrat. You know, an aristocrat is a person that is upstanding. You know, a lot of you Aquarius are aristocrats when your mind and your heart is in the correct place. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. What it is other people should be ashamed at the fact, and they're showing their weakness, but they should be ashamed at the fact that they're lazy, they don't have skills, and in order to get a meal, they have to go through around the world in 80 days to scam somebody to get them to think that they are interested in them, long term at least, just so that they could put food in their stomach. As to where with you Aquarius can probably put food in your own stomach without having to go around the world in 80 days and do all this stuff that's attached to it. So the Three of Pentacles now, the Three of Pentacles is about you Aquarius also having to understand, you got to learn to get back to, like I said, get back to the things that you used to do when you were a child that made you happy. That's part of how you manifest, or one of the techniques on how you manifest. Get back to your life. Get back to the things that make you joyful, not just happy, but when you think about it, it brings you a sense of peace. Get back to those things. Because when it comes to dating and relationships and stuff like this stuff is really going to frustrate you, because some of you Aquarius have not really acclimated or settled into the idea of maybe you just that fly and other people are the one with the problem, but there's so much people with these types of issues, it looks like you're the one with the problem, even though you're actually not. You're the one that's actually trying to be decent and show consideration. But, you know, you're in short supply. You're a unicorn, as to where the majority is disrespectful and is based upon usury, trying to use people. So now you have the Eight of Wands represents, because that's what's going to keep you happy. It's that understanding that you are the unicorn. and that you don't have to feel pressured, and that you're not a loser if people try to make it seem like you are because you don't have anybody. Just look around you and pay attention to the relationships, if you can call it that, the quality of the relationships that's around you. Pay attention to the quality. It's low budget. It's struggle love. People who have nothing going on, or one person has something going on. The other person is constantly taking every chance they can to betray the other person, right? And it's all based upon looks and shallow metrics and, looks and money and power plays and all this other type of antics and gimmicks and nonsense. But then you Aquarius are sitting up over here asking yourselves, well, why is it so difficult? If you need to know the answer, all you need to do is look around you. Most people are not trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, most people are not as focused as James the Beast, the boxer, right? Who's training his children, his children, the skills of boxing, football, and building his children up. Shout outs to James the Beast, building his children up from the ground up. I don't know if he's an Aquarius, I'm just saying, so that the kids actually have a foundation, right? Conor McGregor training his son, right? In the ways of the hands, right? Boxing, right? And more probably mixed martial arts later on, right? And that's my point. Like, people aren't understanding that you got to start young and you got to stop with the games and the BS and actually settle in and become grounded and really actually get things done. No, they want to waste time in BS. So you Aquarius have to understand that those people are ultimately losers at life, right? Because they don't want anything higher. They don't aspire to anything greater. They're going to be the type of people, right? The people that's giving you a hard time, they're going to be the type of people where if they're still around, and you know what I mean, 5-10 years later, belly aching and crying, I wish I would have stayed with the Aquarius, but they wasted your time. And now you're not there anymore. And now this is what it is that they deserve for wasting your time. So the Chariot is about, and again, this is just furthermore proof. You have to get to know these people. Not everybody should be able to fill out an application, so to speak, and actually get the job that, you know what I mean? Get the job of being on board with you. Not everybody should have that. Some people you need to learn to screen out. The Knight of Pentacles, right, is one of those types of people. The narcissistic, goofy, delusional, listening to you so that they can figure out chinks in your armor, so that they can betray you later. Those types of people, they're the goofiest individuals in the world, because all of this that they're going to do is waste their time messing around, not really accomplishing a whole lot. Like, you got to understand that people who have this mentality are very, they're very mediocre, right? Like, they may be good at their job, maybe. Sometimes they're not even good at that, but they're very mediocre. They don't really aspire for a lot. They don't really give themselves, and what I mean by that is they don't really give themselves new challenges. It's very much so easy going, and they want an easy life, right? They want over luxury, over comfort. This is the reason why it is that I say that over comfort is not a good thing. It's not a virtuous thing. It's not something that really anyone should aspire for. Because when you hear people talk this nonsense about they want this, that, and the third. They want this. They want, just to be comfortable while in a relationship. Those are the people that don't really want a relationship like that. They really want over comfort. They really want someone to come in, pay all their bills and all that, which is a red flag, mind you, which is a dub. So the the death card represents, yeah, and you should put an end to those types of relationships where a person wants over comfort, you know. If they're always talking about things that are comfortable only, you know, no kind of challenges, no kind of ups and downs, no kind of failures, and what it is that they've learned from past relationships, because that's another thing too. That's another thing too. That's another thing too. That is a very good indication of if someone is showing you green flags or red flags. You can ask them, right, as you're getting to know them, what did they learn in other relationships? And if they don't learn anything, yeah, that's a dub. How you in this many relationships and you haven't learned anything? Nothing. You've learned nothing at all. Okay, all right, okay, all right. And then the thing is that the Hierophant is to also learn to listen to your gut when it comes to the quality of the people that you meet. Right? You're doing it the right way when it takes you a minute to warm up to people. You're doing it the correct way. But because there's progression there, you're starting off small and you're leaving room and possibility to actually grow. So you're doing it the right way. But where you Aquarius go wrong is you don't listen to your own gut. You don't pay attention to the observations that you yourselves have picked up enough to be able to actually to make decisions when you need to in time. So what happens is people end up getting through your screening process because they may tell you certain things or may do certain things, and you Aquarius may ignore certain red flags. So now the Queen of Swords now, now the Queen of Swords now, right, represents this being a situation for you where the Queen, excuse me, not the Queen of Swords, Six of Swords is about how, so pay attention to those types of red flags or immediate deal breakers or problems that people will show to you, right? They shouldn't have red flags. They should have flaws, of course, but not necessarily something that's a red flag, something that's so alarming. You know, they don't really have any means of income. They're not aspiring to have means of income. They you know, you ask them and then they've cheated on every single person that they've been with. These are red flags that you should most definitely watch out for. So let's clarify. So the situation for you Aquarius is, a lot of you Aquarius really just have to understand that, you know, you're a unicorn. So you have to really start treating yourself as such, and not get overly confident, but treat yourself as a unicorn in the sense that people who have the same values as you are the only ones that you should really allow to get close to you like that. The other individuals who are interested in wasting life and who are creative with wasting life and wasting time and playing long, drawn out around the world in 80 days, practical jokes that get people hurt and all this other stuff. Keep those goofy weirdos away from you, right? You know, so but see, the problem is you haven't gotten it through your head that maybe you are a unicorn though. That's the problem. So you still making certain decisions. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Hierophant. The Two of Swords. Yeah, the Hermit, the Nine of Swords, and the Three of Swords. Yeah, because what happens is this, right? What happens is that you don't know, some of you Aquarius don't know where you should turn and what it is that you should do. And excuse me, part of the reason of what makes it so difficult even more for you Aquarius, that you have to change, that you have to tighten up your game on, is the fact that you doubt your own value. You doubt it. And you refuse to look at it. You refuse to understand that some of you Aquarius have done the best that you could. You're doing the best that you can. And that regardless of life's challenges, because of Saturn and Uranus, right? Sudden things that get thrown your way, which is Uranus, and slow and steady problems that may take a little bit of time for you to solve. You Aquarius don't seem to understand that one of your biggest skills is that y'all are great problem solvers. And anybody who has any kind of self-worth about themselves love problem solvers, because the two of you can be two problem solvers together without having to necessarily bump heads. Y'all solve that problem of bumping heads and learning how to work as a team. But see, here's the situation now. The Hermit, the Nine of Swords, and the Three of Swords. People lay up at night and they see that you don't understand even your own value. So it puts you behind the 8 ball a little bit to a certain extent, Aquarius, because you are at the kindness of strangers, because people wish that you would know your own value, but at the same time, some of those people will take advantage of that situation. So like it is that I said before, these are some of the things that you Aquarius really have to watch out for, you know. And you, again, you're definitely on the right track when it comes to cutting off or stopping all of these over generosity or these over generous things. You're on the right track. You should give people a little bit of time for you to warm up to them. Don't do anything too luxurious immediately. These are things that everyone should be doing, ideally, right? On an ideal level. But the mere fact that you're able to do what you're doing right now, you kind of have the bits and the pieces already figured out. It's just that you Aquarius have to kind of put it all together. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Smash the subscribe button, smash that like button, hit the notification bell. Set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. Trying to get to 10,000 subs by the end of January. Here we have 9,562 subs. Do all of that and run the views up.